Okay, so we're up to our fifth video for exam 3, and there's probably going to be more. So let's get right to it. Widen the paper, get the pencil, bring the paper down. Those are usually our first 3 moves before we even get started at all. Okay, now the title, exam 3 review, and we're up to E. Okay, so there's a little bit on there's probably more videos, but not too many more. Okay, here's what I got to ask you to remember and think and make sure to prepare. Go see video 29, and I want to add a commentary to that. Let me give you a little bit of an idea. When you go see, you'll see when you go video 29, you'll see some examples of functions that you need to remember what they look like. I'll give you one of them. There were 4 of them on that video, I believe. Here's one of them. This is the typical look of f of x is equal to 1 over x. Okay, there's a 5th one that I didn't mention over there, and I want to add to that video what you recognize. Add to the functions that you recognize. Add to functions that you recognize. Okay, that you recognize the following one. Just bear with me. Here's what it looks like. It's not a complicated design. Y axis, x axis as usual. So is it over there, but we don't need that. And it goes straight through the origin, just like that. Exactly. What is this? This is the prototype of the function f of x is equal to x itself. You need to recognize that function. Go to video 29 and you'll have the full story. I'm just adding an extra comment to that that's needed for this exam. Okay, that's my first comment. Here comes the problem number 2. Graph the parabola. I guess if they're generous, they'll tell you that in advance that it's gonna be a parabola. All right, so graph the parabola is the command, so to speak, of the test, of the question. Okay, I'll give you an example of what type of thing that they might ask us to graph. Might ask you to graph this. Y equals negative x minus 4 squared plus 2. So you can easily see that this is a parabola. There's the x and there's the squared. Video 29 will tell you about that too. The minus tells you it opens downwards. And what you also will see over here, and this, I'm sorry, this has to do with video 30 and this is connected to video 30 and 31. Right, 29 has some of it there, but 30 and 31, that's what you go see 30 and 31 and then look at what I'm talking about over here. Anyway, this is obviously a parabola. It's opening downwards because of that minus. Video 30 and 31 is what you should connect this, what I'm talking about to. Here's what might happen. They might say, and this is what I want to prepare you for, they might say, you know what, plot 5 points. Plot 5 points. Plot 5 points on to prepare for this, to get the graph going for this parabola. And they're very specific. They want plot 5 points. They want the vertex. Here's the points they want. They want the vertex. That's one, and then they want 2 points to its left, 2 points on its left, and 2 points on right. Okay, so how do you handle these specific instructions? That's what I'm doing this for. Okay, let me move this up. I want to be able this whole thing to be seen easily. Okay. All right, so what is the vertex? That you can see from video 29, video 30, video 31. The vertex is pretty easy to get. Here's the vertex. It is the opposite of this, which is 4, and that number, keep it whatever it says. Just keep it. Don't change it. the second number, 4, 2. There's one of the points, 4 and 2. I mean, there's the vertex. Now, they want to the left of that. So what does x equal to on the vertex? X equals 4. So they want 2 points to its left are going to be but to the left, which is left on the numbered line, meaning lower. So they want x equals 3, and they want x equals 2. 2 points to its left. You could take other numbers, but let's take the simple ones. And what will be 2 points to its right? 5 and 6. That would be higher on the. So they want x equals 5, and x equals 6. Now they're going to have 4 of these points. They want 5 points, right? So they want the vertex here. Here's the vertex is 4, 2. And now they want these other 4 points, 2 to the left and 2 to the right. But we've got to figure out if we only have the x coordinate of these. So how do I get the y coordinate of x equals 3? They want us to plot these 5 points and then this opens downwards and do a parabola. But how do I get the y coordinate of x equals 3? Plug it in. That's all you got to do. Plug it in. So to get to the y coordinate, y will be equal to minus, in this case 3, minus 4 squared plus 2 equals, let me move this away. What's this? What's 3 minus 4? That'll be minus, what's 3 minus 4? It's negative 1, right? 3 minus 4 is negative 1 squared plus 2 equals, what's negative 1 squared? Minus negative 1 squared is just plain positive 1 plus 2. And what's negative 1 plus 2? 1. So it turns out if you plug in, if x equals 3, y equals 1, that's the second point. Here's one of the points, and let me put this right next to it. 3, 1 will be one of your points. I don't have to do them all. You can see what I'm doing. You're going to go plug in 2 in here, plug in 5 in here, and plug in 6 in here. Keep getting your y coordinates on the right-hand side. You'll have a total of 5 points. You'll have everything you need to plot this parabola. Now, I'm done with this. That's all I needed to add to video 30 and 31 on that topic. Go see video 30 and 31 to help you with what I'm talking about over here. And I got some more room on my paper, and I want to take advantage of that. And I want to do problem number 3, which has to do with video 27 and 28. It's inverses. Get the inverse of a function. And here's what a problem can look like. F of x is equal to x minus 9 cubed, I meant to say. X minus 9 cubed. And what's your question? What's our question? Go find f minus 1 of x. That's the symbol of getting an inverse function. We talked about that. So here's what we said. Step 1. Change f of x into y equals x, instead of f of x, y equals. That's all. That's the first step. Nothing complicated. Step 2. Change the positions of y and x. This becomes x equals y minus 9 cubed. Next, solve for y. What do I do to solve for y? I got to get rid of that cube if I want to get to y. So what do I do? Take the cube root of it, and they'll cancel each other out. If you do that to the left, you got to do that to the right. So what do I have standing over here on the last line here? I'm going to have to move over. But right now, these two things cancel out. And what do I have? Y minus 9, because this and this canceled. Come up over here. And if I have cube root of x equals y minus 9, I got to make one more move. I've got to do, well, I'll do it up here. Cube root of x equals y minus 9. Do plus 9 on right and do plus 9 on left. We've got cube root of x plus 9 equals y, because these cancel. What do you put on your paper? Final answer? Don't write y. Write f minus, or that's what you'll probably see there. F minus 1 of x, right? That's what it'll probably say on the paper. What is f minus 1 of x? So you can now answer f minus 1 of x is this. The cube root of x plus 9. Plus 9 does not go underneath the the radical sign. And that is the final answer. There we go, and we've run out of room, and we end this video.